Be perfect as your Heavenly Father is perfect. Dale Carnegie once said, when we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us, power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. I am sure many of you would agree with me 100% that the most difficult commandment of Jesus, which he gives today, is found in today's gospel. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Oh my gosh, how do you feel? How do you feel to love your enemy? How can this be, since Jesus has strong words against the Pharisees and the scribes? Also, this goes against our natural tendency of hitting back at someone who hurts us, or of hating our enemies, and even cursing those who persecute us. I think all of you have heard a saying which says, tit for tat, or an eye for an eye. There are some parents who teach their children that when someone does something wrong, you have to do to him the same. But Jesus is contrary to that. Yet Jesus tells us, love your enemies. For him, enemies are not only those people who do not like. For him, enemies are not those people we don't like, who get under our skin, who rub us the wrong way, but also about people who hate us, who wish us evil, and even ready to hurt us and kill us. If you notice, Jesus does not tell us to like our enemies or approve their behaviors and beliefs. Rather, he tells us we must wish our enemies no harm. We must care about them. We must be willing to sacrifice for them. We must forgive them. You know this? It is really hard. It is really impossible to implement. But in God, nothing is impossible. Jesus was talking with his disciples, and he hit them right where they live. He instructed his disciples that they were to love their enemies. Jesus was being completely countercultural because culture in which Jesus lived was extremely violent. They nailed criminals to the cross and imposed many other cruel punishments. True, in our culture too, we also punish criminals with the death of penalty and life imprisonment. However, we strive to do it in somewhat humane way. Jesus not says that it is easy for people to love the individuals who love them, but then goes on to challenge his disciples to pray for the individuals who persecute them, whether physically or emotionally. Jesus challenges his disciples to love everyone. The question comes to you and me, my dear brothers and sisters. Whom do you pray for? Do you pray for those people who persecute you? Do you pray for your ex-husband who tortured you psychologically? Do you pray for anyone who hurts you always? What are we supposed to do? To love them. For example, when you are sending cards, Christmas cards, Easter cards, whom do you send to? Do you send your cards even to your enemies? It is just a question to ponder about. Oh, sometimes we are selective. We send gifts to only those ones whom we love. We are not to be selective, my dear brothers and sisters, about whom we love. If we don't love each other and every person, we are like other scribes and Pharisees. But if you are a Christian, a true Christian, a follower of Jesus Christ, you need to love each and every person without selecting. It is fairly easy to love most people. However, even the individuals we love get on our nerves at all times. Nor do we always agree. Yet, if we care about them, we desire to stay in a relationship with them. So, we strive to work out the problems and difficulties. We must to stay in a relationship by praying for them. Today, my dear brothers and sisters, Jesus is telling us that we are to love everyone. Not just the people who love us, but everyone, including Father Patrick. You need to love me. Even if you hate me, you need to love me. The reality is that we don't like everyone every day of the week, nor will others like us on some days. However, this condition doesn't mean that this destroys our love and care for others. The love about which Jesus is speaking has the ability to transcend the daily irritations, disagreements, and petty arguments. Love enables us to focus much better. Yet, we still have the ability to love others, all others, even the people we may not like. Today, Jesus reminds us that each and every person is lovable, even the one who gets on our very last nerve. We have to choose between loving like Jesus did or allowing our emotions to control us. What will we choose? It is a question to ponder about. Whom do you love? Whom do you help? Today, let us leave our comfort zones to love even those people who have done harm to us.